Welcome back to our channel. We hope you'll find valuable content here. If you enjoy our channel, please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Let's dive in. Decision psychology is a fascinating field that sits at the intersection of psychology and business. It delves into the intricacies of human decision-making, exploring why we make the choices we do, especially in business contexts. This field is crucial because decisions are the bedrock of business. They shape strategies, influence marketing, and determine the overall success of a company. At first glance, human decision-making can appear erratic and unpredictable. However, decision psychology aims to find consistent patterns within these seemingly random choices. By understanding these patterns, businesses can better predict consumer behavior, improve their decision-making processes, and ultimately achieve better outcomes. For instance, consider how a company decides to launch a new product. The decision involves understanding market trends, consumer preferences, and competitive landscapes. While each of these factors is complex, decision psychology helps in breaking down these complexities into understandable patterns. It enables businesses to anticipate how consumers might react to the new product, what pricing strategy would work best, and how to effectively market the product. But decision psychology isn't just for businesses. It's equally relevant in our everyday lives. From choosing what to eat for breakfast to deciding on a career path, the principles of decision psychology can offer insights into making better, more informed decisions. Introduction to decision psychology. At its core, decision psychology is a fascinating exploration into the human mind, particularly focusing on how we make decisions. This field is a unique blend, merging the introspective world of psychology with the strategic realm of business. It's about understanding the why behind every choice, the hidden influences that shape our decisions, and the patterns that emerge from these processes. Imagine standing at a crossroads, each path representing a different choice. Decision psychology seeks to understand not just which path you choose, but why you choose it. It delves into the cognitive processes, emotional influences, and social factors that guide our decisions. This exploration is not just academic, it has real-world implications, influencing everything from marketing strategies to personal life choices. In business, understanding decision-making is crucial. Companies constantly make decisions, whether it's about launching a new product, changing a marketing strategy, or choosing a new market to enter. Each of these decisions is influenced by a complex web of factors. Decision psychology helps to untangle this web, offering insights into consumer behavior, improving decision-making processes, and ultimately guiding businesses towards more successful outcomes. But the scope of decision psychology extends beyond the boardroom. It's equally relevant in our personal lives. Every day, we make numerous decisions, some trivial, like what to wear, and some life-changing, like choosing a career or a life partner. Understanding the principles of decision psychology can help us make these decisions more consciously and effectively. Importance in business and everyday life. In the business world, the implications of decision psychology are vast. It forms the foundation of business strategies, influencing how companies interact with their customers, design their products, and position themselves in the market. For instance, by understanding how consumers make purchasing decisions, businesses can tailor their marketing efforts to be more effective, ultimately leading to better sales and customer loyalty. Moreover, decision psychology plays a pivotal role in shaping consumer behavior. It helps businesses understand why customers prefer certain products over others, why they respond to specific types of advertising, and how their purchasing decisions are influenced by factors like brand image, pricing, and peer opinions. In our personal lives, applying the principles of decision psychology can enhance the quality of our decisions. It encourages us to be more mindful of the biases and influences that affect our choices, leading to more thoughtful and informed decisions. Whether it's choosing a healthy lifestyle, investing in personal relationships, or managing finances, understanding the nuances of decision-making can lead to more fulfilling and successful outcomes. In summary, decision psychology is a vital field that bridges the gap between understanding human behavior and applying this knowledge in both business and personal contexts. It offers a lens through which we can view our decisions, understand their drivers, and improve the outcomes of these choices. Common patterns in human decision-making. When we look closely at the way people make decisions, certain patterns begin to emerge, revealing much about the human psyche and its influence on our choices. These patterns are not just random occurrences, they are deeply rooted in our cognitive processes, shaped by a mix of psychological, social, and emotional factors. One of the most intriguing aspects of human decision-making is our tendency towards cognitive biases. These biases are like mental shortcuts or rules of thumb that our brain uses to simplify the decision-making process. While they can be helpful, they often lead us to make less than optimal choices. For example, the confirmation bias leads us to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs, potentially overlooking critical data that might lead to a better decision. Another common pattern is the influence of emotions on our decisions. Emotions can play a powerful role, sometimes leading us to make choices that might not seem rational from an outside perspective. The impact of emotions is particularly evident in situations involving risk or uncertainty. For instance, the fear of loss can often be a stronger motivator than the prospect of gain, a phenomenon known as loss aversion. Social factors also play a significant role in shaping our decisions. The desire to conform to social norms or to align with the choices of those we admire or associate with can greatly influence our decisions. This is seen in trends and fads, where the popularity of a choice can snowball as more and more people adopt it, not necessarily because it's the best choice, but because it's the socially accepted or popular one. Understanding these patterns is crucial, not just for predicting behavior in others, but also for becoming more aware of our own decision-making processes. By recognizing these tendencies, we can strive to make more informed, rational choices, both in our personal lives and in business contexts. Impact of the framing effect on decision-making. The framing effect is a psychological phenomenon that has a profound impact on our decision-making process. It refers to the way in which the presentation or framing of information can influence our perception and subsequent choices, even if the underlying facts remain the same. This effect highlights the power of context and wording in shaping our decisions. Imagine being presented with two options for surgery, one framed in terms of a 90% success rate, and the other in terms of a 10% failure rate. Despite the statistical equivalence, many people would choose the option presented with the positive framing. This is the framing effect in action. It shows how our decisions can be swayed by whether information is presented in a positive, gain, or negative, loss, light. In business, the framing effect is often used in marketing and advertising. For instance, a product might be more appealing if its benefits are highlighted rather than its drawbacks, even if both statements are factually correct. This technique is used to steer consumer behavior in a particular direction, making it a powerful tool in the hands of marketers. The framing effect also plays a significant role in financial decision-making. For example, investors might react differently to a loss of a certain percentage in their portfolio compared to a lack of gain of the same percentage, even though the end result is the same. This can lead to irrational financial decisions based purely on how the information is framed. Understanding the framing effect is crucial for making more informed decisions. By being aware of how information is presented to us, we can better analyze our options and make choices that are based on the facts, rather than the framing. This awareness is beneficial not just in business, but in all areas of life where decisions are made. Subtle relationship between decision-making and emotions. The interplay between decision-making and emotions is a subtle yet profound aspect of human psychology. Emotions are not just fleeting feelings, they are powerful forces that can significantly influence the choices we make. This relationship is complex and multifaceted, revealing how our emotional states can both enhance and hinder our decision-making abilities. Consider how often our decisions are swayed by how we feel at a particular moment. A decision made in a state of happiness or excitement might be vastly different from one made during a period of stress or sadness. Emotions can color our perceptions, alter our risk assessments, and even change the way we weigh the pros and cons of a situation. For instance, when we are happy, we tend to be more optimistic about outcomes, which can lead to taking greater risks. This might be beneficial in some scenarios, like being more open to new opportunities, but it can also lead to overlooking potential pitfalls. On the other hand, when we are anxious or fearful, our decisions might be overly cautious or risk-averse, potentially causing us to miss out on beneficial opportunities. In the realm of business, understanding the emotional aspect of decision-making is crucial. Leaders and managers need to recognize not only their own emotional influences but also those of their team members and customers. This awareness can lead to more empathetic and effective leadership, better team dynamics, and more successful customer engagements. Moreover, the emotional context of decisions can have far-reaching implications. It affects everything from personal relationships and lifestyle choices to major business strategies and political policies. Recognizing and managing the emotional components of our decisions can lead to more balanced, thoughtful, and ultimately successful outcomes. The concept of time value of money and its influence on decision-making. The time value of money is a fundamental concept in finance that plays a critical role in decision-making. It is based on the idea that money available today is worth more than the same amount in the future due to its potential earning capacity. This concept is crucial in understanding investment decisions, interest rates, and the overall management of finances. Imagine you are offered $100 today or $100 a year from now. Intuitively, most people would choose to take the money today. This preference is not just about impatience, it's rooted in the time value of money. The $100 today could be invested and earn interest, making it worth more than $100 in the future. This principle is at the heart of investment decisions, where the future value of money is weighed against its present value. The framing effect significantly influences how we perceive the time value of money. For instance, the way investment returns are presented can impact our decision-making. If an investment is framed in terms of potential gains rather than potential losses, people might be more inclined to invest, even if the actual risk and return profile remains the same. In personal finance, understanding the time value of money can lead to smarter decisions about saving, investing, and spending. It encourages a long-term perspective, helping individuals assess how their financial choices today will impact their future wealth. For businesses, this concept is vital in evaluating investment opportunities, determining project viability, and managing cash flows. It helps in making informed decisions that balance immediate financial needs with long-term growth objectives. The time value of money is a powerful tool in the arsenal of decision-making. It provides a framework for evaluating financial choices, both in personal and business contexts, and highlights the importance of considering the future implications of today's decisions. Focusing on a single dimension to make more effective decisions. In the complex world of decision-making, there's a compelling argument for simplifying the process by focusing on a single dimension or aspect of a problem. This approach, which finds echoes in both psychological theories and Zen Buddhist principles, suggests that by reducing the number of variables we consider, we can make more effective and clearer decisions. The human mind, while remarkably capable, can be overwhelmed by too much information or too many choices. This is known as analysis paralysis, where the decision-making process stalls due to an overload of options or data. By concentrating on a single, most crucial aspect of a decision, we can cut through the noise and complexity, leading to quicker and often more effective choices. This concept is akin to the Zen Buddhist practice of mindfulness, which emphasizes the importance of focusing on the present moment and the task at hand. By applying this principle to decision-making, we can avoid the distractions and noise that often cloud our judgment and instead focus on the most pertinent information. In practical terms, this approach can be applied in various scenarios, from everyday choices to major business decisions. For instance, when making a purchase, instead of getting bogged down by every feature and review, one might focus on the single most important factor, such as quality or cost. In business, this might mean prioritizing the most impactful metric, such as customer satisfaction or return on investment, when making strategic decisions. Focusing on a single dimension doesn't mean ignoring other factors entirely, but rather recognizing and prioritizing the most critical aspect. This approach can lead to more efficient decision-making processes, reduce stress, and increase the likelihood of achieving desired outcomes. Complexity of decision-making and influencing factors. Decision-making is an intricate process that is central to our daily lives. It involves choosing between different options to achieve a desired outcome. This process is far from straightforward and is influenced by a myriad of factors that shape our choices and actions. One of the primary influences on decision-making is our personal values. Values are the principles and beliefs that guide our behavior and decision-making. They act as a compass, helping us determine what is important and what is not. For instance, if one values environmental sustainability, they are more likely to make decisions that favor eco-friendly products and practices. Beliefs also play a significant role in decision-making. These are the convictions we hold to be true, based on our experiences, culture, and knowledge. Beliefs can be powerful motivators or deterrents in the decision-making process. For example, if someone believes that hard work leads to success, they are more likely to make decisions that involve taking on challenges and persevering through difficulties. Emotions are another crucial factor in decision-making. Our emotional state can significantly influence our choices. Positive emotions like happiness and excitement can lead to more optimistic and risk-taking decisions, while negative emotions like fear and sadness can result in more cautious or conservative choices. Emotions can both cloud and clarify our judgment, depending on the context and how we manage them. Past experiences also shape our decision-making. Our history informs our expectations and attitudes towards future choices. For example, a past failure may make us more cautious in similar situations, while past successes may boost our confidence. Learning from past experiences is a key aspect of improving our decision-making skills. Understanding the complexity of decision-making and the factors that influence it is crucial for making informed and balanced choices. By being aware of these influences, we can strive to make decisions that are aligned with our values, informed by our beliefs, tempered by our emotions, and enriched by our experiences. Cognitive biases in decision-making. Cognitive biases are types of error in thinking that occur when people are processing and interpreting information in the world around them. These biases often affect the decisions and judgments that humans make. Understanding these biases is crucial because they can lead to distortions in perception, inaccurate judgments, illogical interpretation, or what is broadly called irrationality. One of the most common cognitive biases is the confirmation bias, where people tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs or hypotheses. This can lead to overconfidence in personal beliefs and can maintain or strengthen beliefs in the face of contrary evidence. For example, in the business world, a manager might give more weight to information that supports their preferred strategy, ignoring evidence that suggests alternative approaches. Another significant bias is the anchoring bias, which is the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information encountered, the anchor, when making decisions. For instance, if the first car you see at a dealership is priced at $30,000, you might begin to compare every other car and price to this initial number, regardless of the differences in car types and features. The availability heuristic is a mental shortcut that relies on immediate examples that come to a person's mind when evaluating a specific topic, concept, method, or decision. The availability of recent, vivid, or emotional memories can significantly influence our decisions, sometimes leading us astray from more objective evaluations. Understanding and being aware of these biases can help individuals and organizations make more rational, objective decisions. It involves recognizing the bias, questioning assumptions, and considering information from multiple perspectives. Risk perception and decision-making. Risk perception plays a pivotal role in decision-making. It refers to the subjective judgment that people make about the characteristics and severity of a risk. This perception significantly influences how individuals and organizations approach decisions, especially those involving uncertainty and potential negative outcomes. The way people perceive risk is influenced by various factors, including personal experiences, cultural background, the nature of the risk itself, and emotional responses. For example, some individuals might perceive starting a new business as a high-risk endeavor due to the potential for financial loss, while others might see it as an exciting opportunity with manageable risks. One key aspect of risk perception is the difference between perceived risk and actual risk. Often, people's perceptions do not align with statistical probabilities. For instance, many people fear flying despite it being statistically safer than driving. This discrepancy can lead to decisions that are more influenced by emotions and subjective judgments than by objective data. Another important factor in risk perception is the concept of uncertainty. Decisions involving high levels of uncertainty often lead to higher perceived risk. This can result in either risk-averse behavior, such as avoiding new or unknown situations, or risk-seeking behavior, such as engaging in potentially high-reward but uncertain ventures. In the context of business, understanding risk perception is crucial for making informed decisions. It involves assessing not only the actual risks but also how these risks are perceived by stakeholders, including customers, employees, and investors. Effective risk communication and management are key to aligning perceived risks with actual risks and making decisions that are both informed and balanced. Group decision-making dynamics. Group decision-making is a process where multiple individuals come together to analyze problems, consider solutions, and make decisions. This process is inherently complex due to the interplay of different personalities, perspectives, and interests. One of the key aspects of group decision-making is the diversity of perspectives it brings. When individuals with different backgrounds, expertise, and viewpoints collaborate, they can provide a more comprehensive analysis of the situation and generate a wider range of solutions. This diversity can lead to more innovative and effective decisions. However, group decision-making also comes with challenges. One such challenge is the phenomenon of groupthink, where the desire for harmony or conformity in the group results in an irrational or dysfunctional decision-making outcome. In such scenarios, members of the group may suppress dissenting viewpoints, leading to a loss of individual creativity and critical thinking. Another challenge is the social loafing effect, where individuals in a group may exert less effort than they would if working alone. This can happen due to the diffusion of responsibility, where individuals feel less accountable for the outcome. Effective group decision-making requires careful management of these dynamics. It involves encouraging open communication, fostering an environment where dissenting opinions are valued, and ensuring that each member is held accountable for their contributions. Techniques like brainstorming, role-playing, and the nominal group technique can be employed to enhance the group decision-making process. In business and organizational contexts, group decision-making is essential for harnessing collective intelligence and expertise. When managed well, it can lead to decisions that are more informed, creative, and acceptable to a broader range of stakeholders. Ethical considerations in decision-making. Ethical considerations are a crucial aspect of decision-making, particularly in business and professional settings. Ethics involves determining what is right or wrong, just or unjust, and acting accordingly. In decision-making, this means considering not only the effectiveness or profitability of a decision but also its impact on stakeholders and whether it aligns with moral principles. One of the key challenges in ethical decision-making is navigating the gray areas where the right course of action is not clear-cut. This often involves balancing competing interests and values. For instance, a business decision might be financially beneficial but could have negative environmental or social impacts. Ethical decision-making requires carefully weighing these factors and striving for solutions that minimize harm while maximizing benefits. Another important aspect is the role of personal and organizational ethics. Individuals bring their own moral values and principles to the decision-making process, which can sometimes conflict with organizational goals or norms. Organizations, therefore, need to establish clear ethical guidelines and foster a culture where ethical considerations are a fundamental part of decision-making. Transparency and accountability are also vital in ethical decision-making. This involves being open about how decisions are made and being willing to take responsibility for the outcomes. It also means engaging stakeholders in the decision-making process, ensuring that their voices are heard and their concerns are considered. Incorporating ethics into decision-making can lead to more sustainable and responsible choices, enhancing the long-term success and reputation of individuals and organizations. It also contributes to a more just and equitable society by ensuring that decisions are made with consideration for the broader impact on people and the environment. Technology's impact on decision-making. In the modern world, technology plays a significant role in shaping how decisions are made. The advent of big data, artificial intelligence (AI), and machine learning has transformed decision-making processes in business, healthcare, finance, and many other sectors. One of the most profound impacts of technology on decision-making is the ability to process and analyze large volumes of data. Big data analytics enables organizations to gather, store, and analyze vast amounts of information, leading to more informed and evidence-based decisions. For example, in marketing, data analytics can reveal consumer behavior patterns, preferences, and trends, allowing for more targeted and effective marketing strategies. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are also revolutionizing decision-making. AI algorithms can analyze data, recognize patterns, and even predict future trends, assisting in making more accurate and timely decisions. In healthcare, AI is used to analyze medical images, predict patient outcomes, and assist in diagnostic processes, enhancing the quality and efficiency of care. However, the integration of technology in decision-making also brings challenges. One of the key concerns is the ethical implications, particularly regarding privacy and data security. The use of AI and algorithms also raises questions about bias and fairness, as these systems are only as unbiased as the data and programming they are based on. Another challenge is the potential for over-reliance on technology, leading to a reduction in human judgment and critical thinking skills. It's crucial to find a balance where technology complements rather than replaces human decision-making. In summary, technology has greatly enhanced the capacity for complex decision-making, offering tools for better analysis, prediction, and efficiency. However, it's essential to navigate the challenges it presents, ensuring ethical, secure, and balanced use of technological tools in decision-making processes. As we conclude our exploration of decision psychology, it's important to reflect on the key insights and understandings we've gained. This final section will summarize the major themes and lessons from the topics we've covered, emphasizing the practical applications and implications of decision psychology in various aspects of life and business. Key insights from decision psychology. The complexity of human decision-making. We've seen that decision-making is a multifaceted process influenced by psychological factors, cognitive biases, risk perceptions, group dynamics, ethical considerations, and technological advancements. Understanding these elements is crucial for making informed, rational, and ethical decisions in both personal and professional contexts. The role of cognitive biases and emotions. Our exploration highlighted how cognitive biases and emotions significantly shape our decisions, often leading us away from purely rational choices. Recognizing and mitigating these biases is essential for better decision-making. The impact of group dynamics. Group decision-making brings unique challenges and benefits. It's important to manage group dynamics effectively to harness the collective intelligence and creativity of the group while avoiding pitfalls like groupthink and social loafing. Ethical decision-making. Ethical considerations are integral to responsible decision-making. Balancing profitability with moral principles and stakeholder impacts is key to sustainable and reputable business practices. Technology as a decision-making tool. Technological advancements, particularly in data analytics and AI, have transformed decision-making processes. While these tools offer enhanced capabilities for analysis and prediction, balancing them with human judgment and ethical considerations is vital. Practical applications in business and life. The principles of decision psychology have wide-ranging applications, from business strategy and marketing to personal finance and lifestyle choices. Applying these insights can lead to more effective, efficient, and ethical decisions. In summary, decision psychology offers profound insights into the complexities of decision-making. It underscores the importance of understanding the psychological, social, and technological factors that influence our choices. By applying these insights, individuals and organizations can make more informed, ethical, and effective decisions.